As tech lead, another document you're responsible for creating is the master schedule. So this is extremely important. It outlines every single step and the timing and who is responsible for what. And it makes your job as tech lead a lot simpler because you can follow along. Typically, we like to print out the master schedule so we can actually cross things off as they're done, but this is the best way to make sure everything that needs to be done happens and that you're holding yourself accountable. This is an example of a master schedule I did. So I put all the information at the top, such as the date, time, the recording links, the Zoom link, and the information of who is involved. And then as you can see here, mine I set up into, or I split up into different sections. So first I said that there's 30 minutes of prep and tech setup. So this is when people from the tech team are logging on, when the speakers are logging on, and we're just getting everything ready to go. And as you can see here, there's a lot of steps. I personally like to put all my actual tasks in red so I can clearly see what needs to be done, but that's not necessary. And as you can see here, we have a strict timeline that we try to adhere to, and we put in how many minutes each task should take. We put in who is primarily responsible for what. And then finally, when all that setup is done, then the next section I had was the introduction. And so this you can structure based on what schedule the organizers are planning to use. So it's very helpful if you reach out to the event organizers and find out what order they're going to do everything in, what exactly needs to be done. Are there any specific Zoom functions they want, like a poll or a breakout room or anything else, and how long they think each task is going to take. So as you can see here, there was one instance where we were showing a video trailer. So I put in that I had to screen share it. And then we put in specifically keep in gallery mode when we want people to see everyone. If we want to highlight one specific speaker, we will put a spotlight on them. And so that is how you kind of make sure the audience is seeing what you want. Then we had an audience Q&A. And this was a time when the audience could participate, so we heavily encourage the chat. And in this case, you're not really doing much as the tech lead. This is when your tasks are not, it's not super intensive for you. But I just personally kept everything in gallery mode and let the panelists mute and unmute themselves as necessary. And then finally, in the conclusion, there was a lot for me as the tech lead to do at this point. So definitely important to have everything laid out in the order that you want to do it in. So I was screen sharing a lot of graphics, and then I had to stop all the YouTube live streams, Zoom chats, check on the YouTube video copy at the end. And then at the end of the event, we like to have a debrief and then end the session. I'll talk more about the debrief later on. But in terms of what helped me personally make this master schedule was the program outline. The organizer sent this over to me, and I had an idea of what specific questions would be asked during the Q&A, and this really helped me shape the master schedule. In terms of prep, the master schedule will definitely take you the longest time. So make sure that you do set aside some time to work on this because it is probably the most time-consuming part in terms of preparing for the actual webcast.